Okay, welcome to my first edition of map building. Actually, this is just the first edition of video map building. I've always made my maps in the past. I've always taken progress photographs and put them on my Facebook page. So this is the first time I'm going to be actually videotaping a map building from the very beginning. This time I am working on Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk campaign. I am working on Chapter 5. I've already done the first 3 maps. There's or 4. There's the Goblin Camp, there's the Well Cave, there's the Sleeping Giant, and the Shrine that I've all had some issues with. The next map, I've already finished those maps, so the next map I'm doing is this one, which was Zorzula's Rest. This is a mine cave, and it's going to be multiple layer here. You can see the mine tracks that we have here. Spent a lot of time just analyzing this map, trying to figure out the best way to attack it, working out the layers and whatnot. What I've come up with, well, my first thought is I found the perfect files for this mine track, and I've already printed out a bunch of these pieces here. So what I need to do, actually the first thing I did was make this map. I basically just blew it up to where these squares are actually 1 inch. So this is a full-size map to scale. This is how big I need to make it. But I found these mine tracks that I think are going to work perfectly. I just got to figure out. So my first option would be to make sure that I've got the track laid out the way that I want it. And once I get the track laid out the way that it works with this particular files, then I might have to make adjustments to the actual map. Like that piece there is going to be too big. Those are pretty good. But it's going to be too tight. I could take one of these 1 inch pieces maybe, throw it in like that. Yeah, that's looking alright. Probably have to do the same thing. I've only got, I guess I need to print more of these out, because I've only got a few here. So that would go there. That would be too tight again, so another 1 inch piece maybe there, and that would come out. I need to kind of line it up here. So that needs to land right there. Okay. That goes around. So that would go there. I definitely need to print out some more of these. I didn't figure it was enough. I just wanted to print them out and see if it works. And it's looking like it's going to be kind of perfect. So that's not going to work there. I could do a 2 inch piece. Yeah. Then I got to come around. That's not going to work. So I could do that. Yeah, that would work. Kinda. It's a little sharp. Come in that direction. I did see I've got some S-shaped track that I'm printing off currently. So that might actually work out there. I've got this tight corner here. And that's going to be as tight a corner as I can make. So I'll probably have to fudge around a little bit and Yeah, see, that's not gonna, they got the map too tight right there. But I could always maybe come out a little further. And that would curve around. Oh yeah, there we go. And then I've got this intersection. Doesn't work like that. Ah, so I need to make a reverse of this piece, because if it was like that, that would probably work perfectly. And then some straight pieces through here, because I gotta get back around to that. So there's a curve there. I could probably, it's a little too sharp because it's got to come this way. I could probably take this file and cut it off. So as it's coming in, my angle is about probably there. Probably does a little S underneath. So like I said, I'm printing off some little S pieces that might lay out better, but if I have to, I could just cut that maybe like there and continue on through till we got to this point here. Might need a little bit of a curved piece right there for this to come in. But I mean, that track is just the perfect size. That's going to work great. A little bit of a curve right there. Goes back up. So my track comes across. Down. Alright. I think this stuff's going to work. I just need to print off some other parts like this. Needs to be reversed. And I'll probably need to take, that fits pretty good right there, but this lands here. So that would be like that. But yeah, you can kind of get the idea. That's not going to work, so it'd be more like this and cut it off here. So if I had a piece like that cut off, then it would attach there. And then come back around and go up. So okay, so you see where I need to get all these pieces that I need, get the track laid out. And once I have a track that's set up that works perfectly, then I can kind of modify this map to fit the track. That's a pretty sharp turn there. I don't know that any rail car would ever do that. But if I fudge this back a little bit, I could do even that. Let's see what those S pieces do. That S piece might curve back around. Cut that one, cut that one. I think this is going to work. Just got to work on elevations. Alright, so let's pull this track off. Need to make a note. I'm just going to print a whole nother batch of all this. It'll never hurt to have extra pieces. So after looking at this map, I've made some notes here. This is a lava pit area of sulfuric lava, so it's blue. It glows blue instead of red. But the instructions for the book says the lava is 20 feet down below this bridge and this ledge right here. Obviously I'm not going to do that because that just makes the map even taller. I'll probably just do a ½ inch or something and tell the players that it's a 20-foot drop. But that'll be easy. That's 1, 2, 3, 6 tiles or 5 tiles. I can print there, print those. I also found the same with these. The file that the mine track came from also had scaffold, so you could make a platform, a raised rail. And this is a scaffold area. The instructions say there are 3 levels of scaffolding. You got the 1, 2, and 3. You can see here we got ladders coming up from this bottom one to this middle row, and then a ladder right here coming up to the top row. And it also says this track runs along the top, same level as this top scaffold. So there's probably a lip, or the scaffold runs underneath here. So there's another scaffold there. But then it comes in, it's supposed to loop around here and it drops. So this goes underneath, down underneath the sludge pool into this cavern. So this is the low point right here as well. This is the maintenance area for the mine cars. So I think this layer is going to be the same as this layer. The scaffold's just shy of 2 inches tall, so it'll be like a 10-foot roughly. So we'll do 3 layers of scaffold, so that's 2 inches. So I start with the bottom piece, and then I do 2 inches of foam to the next layer, 2 inches of foam to the next layer. That's 3 layers, and then this top layer here, wait, that's 1, 2, so 3 layers of 2-inch foam. So that's a 6-inch drop just from here to here. So I've got so if this is layer 1, 2, 3, we'll call that layer 4, the top of the whole thing. But that's just the top. So this is at layer 3. The track runs along layer 3, comes through this geode mine, just a crystal mine, goes underneath the track as it drops, goes underneath the sludge pool. I'm going to say that this is probably the same level as that. So that would be 4 inches down. So I've got a 4-inch drop from here to here roughly. This is a path that runs this way as well. So if that's layer 3, then that's layer 2, and this is layer 1. So we're at layer 1 here, so we got a 2-inch drop to here, or pitch, raise, and then 2 inches more up here to get to that layer. And then this goes up above the track, so that's probably 2 inches up again, 3 inches below. That goes underneath, but then if the track comes in on the 3rd layer, and I think this area Z18 is at the 2nd layer, because I think you can walk right out here to the 2nd layer. So I got to drop 2 inches. The track drops 2 inches from here to probably this point. So there's a 2-inch drop and another 2-inch drop. So I got a 2-inch up, 2 inches up. So I think that's my layers. I think I got 4 layers. Well, 5 really. You got the lava layer. So that would be 0. We'll call that ground 0. Layer 1 would be here and here. Layer 2 would be here and here and here. And then layer 3 would be here and here. Oh, here. That's layer 2. So that's layer 2. Layer 1, layer 2. So this is at layer 3 as well. So that's layer 3. There's a wall here. Sludge is at layer 3. I guess I need to probably write down in numbers. But I think that's what I've got. So 3 layers. The top of the whole thing. The walls here would be the 4th layer. And then the drop down to the lava at layer 1. So layer 1, I'm going to start off with, I've just got this pink, standard pink XPS foam. This piece is obviously not big enough, so I'll have to go grab a bigger piece. We're going to start off cutting it to this size, but actually it's even bigger because the top piece fits over this as well. So this piece goes on top of all of that, and it lines up, so we got this rail, or the, what is that, overhead hanging chair, like a chair lift, and it ties up with here. The book says that this is at a 10-foot incline above the floor. The rail starts at the ground at 10 feet and exits the room at the ceiling. And the ceilings are 20 feet, so this is going to be a pitch up from there, coming out here to this part. And there's also a mine shaft right here, this lift, which drops down to this spot, which would mean this would line up here. I would have to go like right there, but then these cars don't line up. So what I figured out, I'm going to have to put this more like right here, leaving the mine shaft is off by about 2 inches. So I'm going to have to alter the map to make that work, but I think this is how it's going to look. But because of this is actually, what is that, about 3 inches? Oh, exactly 3 inches. So I have all of this plus 3 more inches for where the top layer hangs off. And that's if I don't want to take it any further, because this is the entrance to Zorzula's Rest. So the players will come in from this gate right there. So this is really not much of a playing area. I could extend it, so that's 3 inches. I kind of chopped it off when I was printing it. Didn't figure I needed to print any further. But I might want to come out, well, it's not necessary. I might come out another inch or 2. So that would be what, 5 inches? Need to add 5 inches to that map. 4 to 5. We'll see what size piece I have. And then that would give the area right here for the players to walk up. This is a raised platform with arrow slits. And some goblins are sitting up here keeping watch of the entrance to Zorzula's Rest. So the players have to walk up to that point. So we don't need a whole lot. If there's a battle that takes place, it would just be in this area. So yeah, I wouldn't need much more than a couple inches there. But this piece, I don't have to worry about until this part's done. So, I need to find a half-inch piece of foam like this, but this big, and that'll be my base layer with the lava. And then a half-inch up from that is probably where my first layer will start. So I could use this piece. Nope, it's not long enough. This piece would be like right there, but run the full length. So won't be using this piece at all. But I'm sure I have some pieces around that will work. Okay, so that's our plan. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to go get my first piece and get that cut out.